Like what, Beam? That's what the Chicago Bulls said after a comeback victory after being down 19 points against the Sacramento Kings and coming back for a double-digit victory. We're going to get into it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by Hayes, your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host, Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content today. Hey, Kevin Huerter and Coby White cooked up the Sacramento Kings in the second half of this game. We talked about how Coby White was a better second half player in this game. The Bulls completely blow this thing up. Like when you look at the first half of the game and the Bulls being down almost double digits in the second half, at the end of the second half of this game, the Chicago Bulls came back in the second half and they just played an amazingly good brand of basketball. In just the second half, Coby White scores 31 points in just the second half. Just the second half, man. That's crazy. What Coby White did today, how he cooked up today was just fun to watch, man. Coby, hey, I tell you what, I know that people are going to try to naysay and say, oh, but this is against not good competition. I don't give a shit. 11 straight games of over 20 points, scores 35 today, going 10 of 18 from the field, 5 assists, 1 rebound, only 2 turnovers. But listen, Kevin Huerter, I told y'all, I said it, right? In the pregame show, everybody talking about a Zach LaVine revenge game. You need to worry about Kevin Huerter. That's who you need to worry about. 25 points, going 10 of 16 from the field today, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals, 4 of them from Kevin Huerter. Like, listen, come on, man. Let's if we gonna be anything, let's be fucking for real, yo. Hey, Kevin Huerter hurt the motherfuckers today, bro. Like, you love to see this type of game from them. And, it's, and again, no slight to anybody. Shout out to DeMar DeRozan getting 25,000 points and what he's been able to do without a bunch of threes. He scores 22 today. But Zach LaVine, 2 for 9 for 8 points, 5 assists in this game. The storyline writes itself. Y'all better go check on Ramina because she's probably hurting somewhere right now. You got, like... Really good game for the Chicago Bulls. And also, when you look at Malik Monk in the first half of this game, like he still does finish with 34 points, but the Bulls really took him out of this game in the second half, and he had to kind of find his way back in it. But 24 points from Vuce. He had 24 and 14 today as well with 8 assists. Nikola Vucevic was 2 assists away from a triple-double. Trey Jones with 15 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals as well. The Chicago Bulls just played so much better of a second half of basketball in this game. And I don't know if they needed to be down to wake up. I don't know what it was, but this team really flipped the script. When you look at the third quarter, for example, right? While the Bulls finished, keep in mind, they finished the first half with a 15-5 run. The Kings then come out and go 4-2 to start it off. And then the Bulls go a 12-2 run from 10 minutes and 26 seconds in the third quarter all the way down to 7 minutes and 56. By the end of that, the Bulls were down by 169-70. The Kings then go on a 2-6 run themselves, but the Bulls respond to that with a 7-15 run, taking their first lead over that run, 92-85. The Kings go on a 4-0 run to finish the third quarter, but then the Chicago Bulls finish the game on a 29-15 run, a 29-15 run. And in that, Kevin Huerter scores 11 points in that run. Coby White scores 11 points in that run. Like, this was such a fun game to watch because the boys cooked up today. Ain't no beam being lit today in Sacramento. Turn that fucking beam off. Turn their TV off. The Chicago Bulls came in there and they turned their TV off and they got the dub today. Again, I don't understand how people cannot appreciate what this team is doing here. I get it. I understand. They get the 30th win on the season. I get it, everybody, being worried and concerned about the Bulls and the record and, oh, we're supposed to be tanking and all this. You know what I appreciate more than that? I appreciate seeing these players that are going to hopefully be on this team for a long time work on it. Like, and even if you're somebody who wants to see the Chicago Bulls tank, you know why you should be appreciative of this run? Because if you want to see the Chicago Bulls trade Coby, which we'll see if they do or not, if that's what you want to see, guess what? Coby's having an amazing finish to this season. Amazing. And listen, Kevin Huerter in the clutch, man. In the clutch has been crazy and ridiculous, man. Listen, 11 straight 20-point games for Coby. Kevin Huerter had a big game for the Chicago Bulls. Trey Jones continues to play really good for the Chicago Bulls as well. No super big contributions off the bench today. Everybody kind of did their job during runs and things like that. The role players played like role players today. Still no Jalen Smith coming off the bench, but Dalen Terry did have 9 points, going 2 of 6 with 5 rebounds, 1 assist. You got 6 points from Zach Collins. Patrick Williams had 7. Julian Phillips actually started in the second half. That's why you see Matas Buzelis only with 15 points. But, hey, the Bulls came out and they did what needed to be done. And once again, I got to give credit again to Billy Donovan for coaching a hell of a game. Billy Donovan coached a hell of a game today. A little shaky there at times, definitely concerning there at times, but he coached a pretty damn good game today, man. You can't take that away from him, man. But yeah, man, love it. Love it, man. Love what this Bulls team's doing. Love how they're playing, man. And we're going to continue to ride this out, man. Benji in the building says, these boys play like a bunch of hardworking men tonight. Shout out to Kevin Huerter and a big whoa. You call that man Big Pipe Coby? That you're going with that. Why'd you go with that bar? Why'd you go with that bar? That's a little weird. But hey, it is what it is, man. Not what I wanted. Coby made Zach look horrible. That's crazy. Coby White was like SGA with all those free throws. Listen, but that's what we said. What have I been saying? That's a way to get into your offense. And it's crazy to do that against DeMar DeRozan, who only had 4 free throw attempts today, right? Hope Trey is okay. Absolutely. I do hope Trey is okay. Well, I'm sure we'll be getting an update on that over the next day or so. Holy, this was an amazing game by Coby and Red Velvet. That's crazy. Y'all calling that grown-ass man Red Velvet. That's wild. Coby looking like he has arrived. Just need to stay consistent. If Coby White stays consistent, and no jokes, if Coby White can be consistent, Coby White can be a top 15 to 18 scorer in this league. He just has to remain consistent with it. Who the hell told Kev he's welcome in this motherfucker? What's good, Big Kev?
Hey, this is one of those games that I had to pop on with you guys. It was fun to see them overcome Debo trying to bully them and snatch chains and bikes and go ahead and get that win tonight, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good to see the way that they just competed in this game, man. Coby with the 35 points. We just talked about it. 31 of those points coming in the second half of this game. How'd you feel about Coby he shook off cold first half. He shook it off, got to the free throw line 14 times today, eventually stopped taking threes, 2 for 5, which is a decent percentage. But his ability to get to the free throw line really helped him get in rhythm. And then by the fourth quarter, you just saw that rhythm take off where he scored 11 points in that final run for the Bulls. How'd you feel about Coby's game today?
I feel like Coby keep forgetting who he is. He's an inside out, not an outside in type of player. He falls in love with the 3, and this season he's been doing it a lot more than he has in the past. But right now, it seems like by the third quarter, he like, all right, let me get back to who I am and start attacking the basket. So to watch him do it early enough to allow the Bulls to come back and get a win, that was important tonight because he tried to do it last night, where he scored 12 points in the third quarter. And it just wasn't enough. Like he didn't get it going early enough. They got it going early enough, and he got enough help from Vucevic and Huerter tonight to get the win.
Yep. It's definitely, and they played their role. Vucevic, who's been completely trash for the most part. He woke up a little bit in the last games. 24 points today, 14 rebounds, 8 assists. Kind of a throwback performance to what we saw earlier. Like we saw this type of production for Vucevic early in the season. For the first 2 months, he was probably the Bulls' best and most consistent player. How'd you feel about the rebound performance from Vucevic today?
After he got dunked on by Valanciunas, it woke him up. It woke him up. Like it was like, oh, okay. He went and hit back-to-back threes after that. almost had a triple double. Would have had 9 assists if he threw a better pass to Phillips in the corner late in the fourth quarter when Phillips missed that three. But this is what you want to see from Vooch. He's supposed to be the elder statesman on the squad, and he's supposed to be Vooch is a little sassy. Like his attitude is like, don't talk to me, don't look at me. I'm about to go take care of business. If I'm not, I'm gonna be mad. Don't call me out when I miss a defensive assignment. You saw it a little bit with Kevin Huerter called him out for giving up a layup. Although Sacramento missed it, he was like, don't talk to me about that. Let's get back on offense. But I like what I saw from Vooch. He kept the Bulls in it, frankly. Even at halftime when they were still down by 9 points, if Vooch didn't have I think he had he had a double-double almost at halftime.
Yeah,
If he didn't
one
play as
rebound
well,
shy.
if he didn't play as well as he did in that first half, the Bulls are looking at a different type of game.
Yeah. I mean, you need Vooch in this one. Like I said, I'm all for criticism when it's earned, but I'm all for praise when it's earned as well. Like Vooch played a really good game today, and like you said, if it wasn't for Vooch having the first half that he had, we would have been down by double digits. And so, it's the ebbs and flows of the game. Everybody contributed in this one. They're calling him Red Velvet now. Kevin Huerter, big shots today, 5 of 9 from 3-point range, but it wasn't just that. 4 steals, 5 rebounds, 7 assists in this game, 1 block as well. This has got to be one of the best games of Huerter's career.
It's definitely the best game for the Chicago Bulls. The crazy thing about Red Velvet Cake is it's really just chocolate with red food coloring. So I called him Red Chocolate a couple of times, but I'm not sure if that's a pause moment or not. But at the end of the day, he definitely showed up. He's been missing threes, like the momentum threes, since he's been here for the Bulls. He hit them tonight. Those threes that you needed to force a timeout, those threes that you needed to push the lead to double digits, the threes that you needed to put the nail, or just going to the basket. The pass that he made to Vucevic was a super duper high IQ basketball play, where he drove to the baseline, pump fake, and then kind of just threw it over his shoulder to Vooch, who had Monk on him. Those types of plays are what endears you to Chicago Bulls fans.
Yeah, I mean, and the type of run that he has now, I know the expectations are going to be crazy as the Bulls finish the season, and they keep playing the way that they have. We got 12 games left now on the board for the Chicago Bulls. Now, we've talked about it. The Bulls coming into the season were predicted to win about 34 games, depending on where you look at. We're now at 30 wins on the season, 30-40, right? How many more wins do you think the Bulls can get on this season?
Well, early on, the projections were 28.5.
Oh, yeah, it was 28.5 in the preseason predictions.
And I was one of those people that immediately said, take the over. And that was when we still had Vucevic and Levine. Like there's no way a team that got veterans like that, no matter how poorly the Chicago Bulls are constructed as a roster, you can't take the under on that. You can't even take the even on that. You got to take the over because they're good for wins. 34. The Bulls got to go 4-8 in their next 12 to get that. That's easy work. I expect the Chicago Bulls to win at least 35, 36 games for the rest of the season. They're just playing their best basketball of the year at the right time.
Yeah, they've gotten hot at the right time. Now, I mean, I know most of their wins have come over against teams that are below 500, but I think people say that and they're like, well, the Bulls are only beating teams below 500. We're a team below 500, dipshit. Like, what do you mean? So we're beating teams that are on the same level as us? Cool. No, we know that we're not a championship team.
My thing is this. The Bulls are a great road team. Like, if they played halfway decent at home, we're talking about a team that's in the top 5, top 6 in the Eastern Conference. The fact that they can't get wins at home is the only reason that they're sitting at the number 9 spot in the East right now, with or without Zach and Vooch. So that's the craziest aspect of all of it.
Yeah, I mean, what the Bulls have done here, as far as like how the identity has flipped for this team from the beginning of the season till now, has been absolutely amazing to see, right? Like, because you would think that from the end of last season to where we are now, we've lost Alex Caruso, DeMar DeRozan, Andre Drummond, Zach LaVine. Like, right, those are players that we've lost. And for the team to be forging the identity that we've been looking for almost the last 3 years here over this last stretch is like, and this is why I think like chemistry and fit on the court is as important as talent. We'll see where the Bulls talent ranks overall and how it's reviewed and all that type of stuff. But like, you can tell that this version of this Bulls team they are actually playing for each other. There's more chemistry naturally than what we've seen. And I think that's why Billy Donovan also looks so much better coaching wise, because it's just things are just seemingly fitting better together here now, right? Like you have Coby who can drive, kick, get into rhythm scoring wise. You have Trey Jones out there as a point guard with him who does a lot of those same things and is active defensively. You got smart players, system players like Kevin Huerter and Zach Collins. Like the pieces are fitting really good together right now. And it just highlights the fact that like how often over the last few years we've been trying to make pieces fit that we all knew didn't fit the best on the court together.
I mean, it's a couple of things that happened the last couple of seasons that have hurt the Chicago Bulls. And mainly it's been holding on to players past when you should have.
Yeah.
DeRozan was supposed to be traded either during that second season or after the first season. He made an all-star team in that first season, so they should have traded him before the draft then. And then the NBA gifted him another all-star in the second season, and they still didn't trade him. So that was one of the issues. Vucevic was supposed to be traded. Zach was supposed to be traded sooner than they did. And they finally got a return for Zach LaVine with the type of players that Billy Donovan can coach. Younger players that are hungry and not just thinking that they need to go out there and hunt shots and get their numbers and live up to their contracts. That was the issue with Zach LaVine. It's like, I got the max extension. I'm supposed to be the guy. That was the issue with DeMar DeRozan. I'm the veteran who has 20,000 some odd points. I need to be that guy. You traded for me with Vooch. You traded for me to come in and help you get over that hump. Well, all those things happened, and they got, they moved on from these guys with the exception of Vooch. And now you have a type of the team that Billy Donovan can coach. Coby White is playing the way that we expected him to play to start the season.
Yeah.
Considering how he played last season. And now he's playing like he played in late November, early December, mid-January last season. I love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You take it, I mean, there's things to look at and say, all right, like how much of this is going to translate again? That's a fair thing to question, right? But I think overall, like just the way and even I know Josh Giddey was out in this game, but even since we're talking about the stretch, the way that Josh Giddey has also played over this stretch and things that it seems like he's identifying about his game when his three ball isn't falling and he's getting to the line as well. Like when you have two guards that can consistently put pressure on defenses and collapse defenses because you got to play them for the drive. They're getting to the free throw line, Giddey's passing, Coby scoring, and his ability to get hot from the three. And then you have everybody kind of fitting in and figuring out how they fit in around that. That's just fun basketball to watch. Now, Matas today, we got to talk a little bit about Matas Buzelis. I do think a lot of this is him hitting the rookie wall, so I'm not judging it very harshly. He's had some flashes, and then he's kind of fallen off. He did not start the second half of this game. Julian Phillips started. How concerned are you about Matas over this recent stretch where he's kind of not played at the same level he was initially right after the All-Star break? Are you concerned about it at all? Or do you think, like me, it's just kind of a rookie wall?
Yeah, I'm not concerned at all. It's a couple of things that's happening with Matas right now. In this game, particularly, he had to guard Malik Monk a couple of times, and Malik was cooking him. And that messes with you psychologically. Was like, man, I'm playing good defense, and he just stopped on the dime and hit a turnaround hook shot on me. Like, what am I supposed to do? But Matas has to focus on the things he can control. You got open corner threes, bro. You got to make them. That's just the bottom line. Even if you're having a bad game, you have to make the shots that are afforded you. Like you can't. Like all of them were doing it though. Dalen Terry, even though he hit some big shots later, Julian Phillips and Matas all missed big open corner threes that could have helped the Bulls at those points in the game. But as far as his overall play the last week or so, I'm not too concerned with it. He's a rookie. We can't expect him to go out there and just be consistent every single night, especially when you got to play defense on one end and then you go down on the other end and they're expecting you to hit shots. But the open ones, like the wide open ones, you got to go to work, bro.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, and the thing and this is a system thing because, everything happens. This happens to almost everybody who plays the power forward under Billy Donovan's system. Matas is starting to do the thing of just standing in the corner sometimes, and I don't know if that's him trying to gain his breath because the rookie wall got hit or whatever. But Matas was cutting, he was getting to the lane, they were finding him, he was getting alleys, and it still happens sometimes. But I'm seeing more of him standing in the corner than what I did before. You got to find a way to just get him back active and involved in the game. And that's where Matas is special at, the activity that he brings, as well as that athleticism. And got to see that back in. How'd you feel Julian did today, though, filling in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's another one that Julian was okay defensively. He gets handsy a lot. He was doing a little reaching that wasn't necessary. You got to play defense with your feet and just be long. So there was a couple of times where he didn't do that, got some bad fouls, and he missed a lot of threes too. Like, he had a lot of open looks tonight that he just did not follow through with. He was 0 for 5 from 3, 1 for 8 from the field, but he was a plus 18 on the floor because he plays defense. That's his biggest strength right now, is he's going to play defense. Sometimes he reaches too much, but he's going to do his job. Unfortunately for him, 0 for 5 from 3, I think all 5 of those threes was wide open, Hayes. All 5 of them, and he didn't hit one of them. A couple of them went in and out, but you got to start making those shots at the NBA level. Like, you have to.
Yeah. Kev, the Chicago Bulls pre-All-Star break were in the bottom half of the league in both points scored in the paint per game and also points given up in the paint per game. I don't know if you know this or not. Since the All-Star break, the Bulls are the 5th best team at points in the paint scored, and they've worked themselves up from being literally 29th in points allowed in the paint all the way up to 14th in the top half of the league in both those areas. I think personally that shows that what they're doing is kind of more sustainable, because 3-point shots that comes and goes, right? Like, we've moved away from being the team that's shooting almost 43s per game. We're still taking way more than what we did, like, for example, last year. But now, since the All-Star break, us going to attacking the paint more often, I think is a big part of this success for this team over this stretch as well.
Oh yeah, that's the Giddey effect. Giddey goes to the mid-range. He goes to that push shot, that floater shot, and you see Coby attacking more. Like, once Coby, there was a point this season where Coby would just settle for threes and that was it, especially when Zach was still on the team. Now that he has the entire floor to work with, it's like, man, the threes ain't falling in the first half. Let me attack the basket. Let me get to the free throw line. Let me affect the game differently. And even in the first half, when he only had 4 points, he had 5 assists. So he was doing more. And Trey Jones, even though he got blocked a couple of times at the basket, he still kept attacking. So, like, the Trey Jones, Josh Giddey, Coby White, your guards attacking the basket really, really helps. And even Kevin Huerter, he's not just settling for threes. He's going to the basket as well. So you're seeing your guard play affect points in the paint, and that really, really helps the Chicago Bulls overall.
Yeah. Question here from Eric B says, can we talk about Patrick Williams, though? What the fuck is going in through his mind? Patrick Williams is out there enjoying getting paid $19 million, bro. Like, that's all I can say. Like, no shade. He had some moments in this game where he made some plays, things like that. But I think overall at this point, like, I know the Bulls are probably still going to play him unless they draft like a 4 or something this year. But like, he's there, bro. I don't know what else to say at this point, man.
We talked about it over on the live broadcast on the Shot Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. These guys, you got players like Nikola Jokic, who is not a hooper per se, but he's mastered his craft. Mm-hmm. So, like, you got people that's just really good at what they do, even if they don't want to do it. With Williams, he doesn't want to do it, and he's also not really good at it. So he didn't put in the work to become really, really, really good at one thing. A lot of people expected him to become really, really good at defense. He was okay at it. Like, he showed flashes. Okay, then he had a stretch where he was hitting the 3 at a high clip, but he didn't really continue to work on it so that he can keep doing it. I think he just is a person who has a basketball player's build and benefited from it and turned it into a career. But I don't expect him to have a long career in this league anymore. And the fact that he's still on the Bulls is just a benefit of the Bulls making a dumbass decision, in my opinion. Giving him that contract extension was unnecessary. He didn't show you anything to really warrant him getting that contract extension. And he got it. So now you're right. He's just out there enjoying making his $20 million. He's able to provide for his family. He's able to provide for his girl, his mom. He got everybody out the hood. He can do whatever.
Have we ever seen Patrick Williams with and I'm not trying to make any sexual innuendos. I don't think Patrick Williams has a girlfriend. I really think Patrick Williams goes home. He probably has a poodle, a rose bed, and a 75-inch 8K TV.
Yeah, flower power. I don't know about his personal life, but I do know that he's not a hooper, like
Yeah.
a hooper.
Yeah, he's
Like
not a hooper. You're
Jamal
right.
Crawford's a hooper. You could tell Jamal Crawford probably shooting shots right now in the backyard type stuff. That's not who Patrick Williams is.
Yeah, Pat. Like, and that's the thing. Like, the passion for the game, and it is what it is. I don't want to diagnose it. We've talked about it ad nauseum at this point when it comes to Patrick Williams. P. Will's going to be P. Will, and I look at P. Will now. I don't think about the 4th overall pick. I don't think about a starter. I just look at it and say, all right, if you can give a consistent 7-9 points off the bench in your minutes, cool. Until we get something better going on, is what I'll say. That's crazy.
He putting it on a pedestal, huh? That's crazy.
That's crazy. I've been trying. Listen, I'm trying to be an evolved person here. I'm not trying to, come at nobody anymore, unless they come for me first. Billy Donovan. We got to talk about him before we end this one. Billy Donovan drew a tech today, and it's like after that, because the Bulls were playing with low energy in the first half. I think most people would agree with that. Billy Donovan called that technical, and it's been something that I know me, you, C-Dub, Steve-O has talked about. Like, Billy Donovan kind of just lets his players hang out there to dry. When like the momentum changes things, sometimes he's just sitting out there, he's looking, he's just chewing his gum. It almost seems like the new identity of this team has kind of woken up Billy Donovan. He still has huge flaws because like Jalen Smith not being completely out the rotation is wild to me when you look at his advantage numbers and how good he's been for the Bulls this season. But it does seem like Billy Donovan got a little bit of extra fire under him as well.
Well, that happened, and you're absolutely right about him lighting a fire underneath the Bulls, because it's like, come on, bro. You didn't call a foul on Trey Jones, but you calling it right here. And we've been screaming at Billy Donovan to get a tech. And he did it tonight. And then after that Patrick Williams tech as well, where he ran through the screen, which is crazy. That wasn't even no flagrant run in my opinion. I can't believe they get it to him. That was another moment that pushed the Bulls a little bit further, and then the Vucevic getting dunked on. But after the Billy Donovan tech, to your point, it got real chippy out there. It got real physical out there. It was a playoff atmosphere, and the Bulls chipped away. And I'm not sure if you noticed this, but they outscored Sacramento in every quarter but the first quarter tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was, it was impressive to see them go out there and have that. No, we're not going to let these people bully us tonight, bro.
Yeah, and that's part of that identity, right? You got to have that if you want every team that wins, right? That consistently has an identity, whatever that identity is, right? You can make your list go through each team. And the Bulls have lacked that for years, like a true identity. It was all like, unless you want to call DeMar DeRozan going to the free throw line a bunch in the fourth quarter to bail us out, an identity, we really didn't have that. And it just seems like the energy around this team is different now. What that means for us in the play-in or anything like that remains to be seen. We don't have a game against a below 500 team for a while now, so it's going to be over these next few games. See how that's going to be interesting to watch for this Bulls team. But overall, I'm happy, man. This is a really good win from a team that's been playing really well. Coby, the story that Coby there, I love that Coby's really woken up this season, because he had two major slumps this year where, not gonna lie to you, Kev, there were times where I was like, damn, was it? Well, what's going on here? But it seems like Coby just had to find his rhythm. He's finding it now, and how he finishes the season strong is going to be important, because let's not forget, Coby got that contract situation looking at him next offseason. So,
I mean, listen, man, right after the trade, the Bulls looked unwatchable.
Mm-hmm.
They was getting their ass beat by everybody. And the All-Star break couldn't come soon enough. And then right after the All-Star break, they had a slight bump here and there, but they've been playing way more consistently since then. So to say that I'm happy is an understatement, because I like to watch my teams put forth effort. Like the teams that we root for, to see them not putting forth effort is rough.
Yeah.
Even if they lose, like I don't care about losing when you lose the right way. I know that sounds strange to say lose the right way, but losing in a way where it's like you didn't just roll over and take it. I'm not trying to be bogus with my analogy here, but the Bulls were rolling over and taking it. We've seen a lot of Chicago sports teams do it, and now you see them like, nah, fam, nah, you're not gonna get my cornbread.
Shout out to the Life reference. That's hilarious, bro. That's funny. Oh, man. All right, Kev. Any last thoughts before we get up out of here, brother?
Nah, man, big win tonight. Like for real, on the road again. Coming back from a team that tried to impose their will upon you. Debo was talking trash before the game. Zach LaVine was, expected to come out and do better than he did. But the Bulls overcame that, and it had to do with coaching. It had to do with mettle and grit. And I was excited to see the guys fight back and get a big win tonight.
Yeah, big win today. We see it continue for the Chicago Bulls team, man. They're back at on Saturday. They have another game, which is another late game, 9:30 Chicago time. So
the Lakers.
Yeah, that's against the Lakers, who are playing some pretty good basketball now. So we'll see how the Bulls fare in that one, man. But we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure y'all go and support Big Kev over there at Chicago White Sox Central. Also, what's going on with Chi-Town Sports Central? I just realized y'all ain't dropped an episode in like 2 weeks.
It's been work schedule.
Okay.
Both of us, our work schedules changed over the last couple of weeks, so it's been rough. And plus, we've been putting in work on the other channels as well.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it happens. I mean, you're still putting in work. I just was wondering about that because hey, it is what it happens, right?
We got to get Q back too. That's another one. We got to get Q back because it's like I said, Steve-O's schedule changed, mine changed to the point where right now it's changing every week for the next 6 weeks. So it's just been rough.
Yeah. All right, and prove me wrong. See, this is where yo dumbass always say stupid shit. Go and look at his play at the beginning of December. Matter of fact, throughout the most of the month of December, where he shot 39% from the field. To say that Coby White only had one slump shows me and proves that you don't actually watch the Bulls. You need to worry about saving your hairline because you got your mama's hairline. But thank you guys for tuning in.
What? No hairline slander, okay?
You don't have a hairline. You don't have hair. It don't apply to you. Make sure you guys are following us at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, 773-270-2799 with the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.